Halo Mbak Intan,
Halo Pak, selamat pagi Pak.
tambah seger aja nih. Di
Okay, ladies
kampus.
and gentlemen, ya Pak, Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 5 minutes later, we will start our agenda. For all participants, please turn on your camera to join the opening of this conference. Don't forget to apply the background provided. Thank you. Once more, 5 minutes later, we will start our agenda. For all participants, please turn on your camera to join the opening of this conference. Don't forget to apply the background provided. Thank you.
Kamera.
Cek suara.
Suara siapa?
Ini saya.
No. Once more, for all ladies and gentlemen, for all participants, please turn on your camera to join the opening of this conference. Don't forget to apply. It's clear? Suara saya jelas, Pak Taufik?
Jelas banget, jelas banget.
Oh iya, baik. Oke.
Oke, tinggal.
Okay, 2 minutes later, we will start our agenda. We give you information once more. For all participants, please turn on your camera to join the opening of this conference. Don't forget to apply the backgrounds provided and mute your mic. Thank you. Okay, it's already 9. Pak Taufik, izin dimulai, Pak.
Oke, silakan.
Ya, baik. Okay, wait. Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Second International Conference on Social Science 2023 with the themes Contributions of Multidisciplinary Science in Realizing Digital Security in the 5.0 Era, organized by Green Publisher. I would like to introduce myself. Intan will be your master ceremony this morning. It's being a great honor for me to be here and welcome each and every one of you in the Second International Conference on Social Science 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, over the next few hours, this conference will provide you plenty of opportunity to discuss, share knowledge and insight. Before we proceed the program today, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to Excellency Mr. Dr. Taufik Ridwan Amhom as the Chief of Green Publisher, Excellency, a keynote speaker from Kazar University, Azerbaijan, Mr. Martin Fleming Pangabean, PhD. Excellency, forward from first speaker of the second ICSS 2023 from School of Information Science and Technology, Guangdong University of Foreign Study, China, Mr. Kanoksak Watanakote, PhD. Excellency, forward from second speaker of the second ICSS 2023 from Department of Curriculum and Instructions, Alayande University of Education, Oyo State, Nigeria, Mr. Muyiwa Adesipe. And Excellency, forward from third speaker of the second ICSS 2023 from National Open University of Nigeria, Mr. Timilehin Olasoji Olubiyi, PhD. Before we start our agenda today, allow us to invite all singing National Anthem Indonesia Raya. For the committee, can we start the Indonesia Raya now?
nih, ini mau balas lagi. Nih makanya flyer.
Okay, thank you. As you know, okay, thank you. Can you mute the mix? Okay. As you know, that the conference today organized by Green Publisher So, allow us to introduce Green Publisher. Here, the profile of Green Publisher. The committee can usual about our previous video.
Green Publisher Indonesia merupakan salah satu lembaga publikasi yang berbentuk CV. Kami fokus bergerak di bidang jasa. Visi kami menjadi lembaga publikasi ilmiah profesional, bermutu, dan bereputasi level internasional tahun 2030. Kami juga memiliki misi, diantaranya memastikan pengelolaan terbaik publikasi ilmiah nasional dan internasional, memastikan manajemen pelayanan berbasis cepat, tuntas, dan puas, memastikan diseminasi karya ilmiah yang bermutu tinggi dalam pengembangan keilmuan, membangun kolaborasi yang saling menguntungkan pada level nasional dan internasional, perkembangan teknologi informasi yang semakin pesat, mendorong pula kemajuan dalam bidang publikasi karya ilmiah. Dalam rangka membantu para peneliti dan sivitas akademik di bidang penelitian, kami hadir menjadi solusi terbaik yang memberikan layanan yang cepat, tuntas, dan puas. Untuk itu, kami hadir sebagai penyedia beberapa layanan jasa yang sudah disesuaikan dengan kebutuhan para peneliti dan sivitas akademik dalam bidang publikasi ilmiah, seperti penerbitan jurnal ber-ICSS dan penerbitan buku ber-ISBN. Ada pula elemen-elemen pendukung lainnya, seperti pembuatan artikel jurnal, jasa translate, parafrase, cek plagiasi, dan juga pengurusan hak kekayaan intelektual atau HKI. Kontributor kami sudah tersebar di beberapa perguruan tinggi di Indonesia, antara lain Universitas Airlangga, Universitas Indonesia, Unikom Bandung, Universitas Trisakti, Universitas Bina Dharma, Universitas Surakarta, Universitas Widyatama, dan masih banyak yang tersebar di perguruan tinggi lainnya. Kami mengelola berbagai jurnal nasional dan internasional yang lengkap. Jurnal internasional bereputasi Scopus Q1 sampai dengan Q4. Jurnal internasional terindeks DOAJ, jurnal internasional terindeks EBSCO, jurnal terakreditasi Sinta 1 sampai dengan Sinta 6, dan jurnal nasional ISSN lainnya. Kami juga memiliki penerbit buku yang sudah terdaftar sebagai anggota IKAPI dengan nomor anggota nomor _43/JBA_2022. Kami sekarang sudah memiliki cabang perusahaan, salah satunya di Semarang, Indonesia. Di sini kami memiliki tim-tim ahli, diantaranya yaitu marketing, pengelola jurnal, desainer dan konten kreator, tim affiliate, tim mutu publikasi, dan di balik semua itu, kami dipimpin oleh sesosok orang yang kuat dan tangguh sebagai Direktur Green Publisher. Harapan kami, Green Publisher Indonesia dapat memberikan solusi terhadap pengembangan karir dan masalah penelitian sehingga menghasilkan karya-karya yang unggul dan berdaya saing tinggi. Green Publisher Indonesia, the winner of publication quality.
Okay, thanks for watching and always trust us for your publications. We wish we always give you best with our professional team. Well, Excellencies, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we would like to invite Mr. Taufik Ridwan to deliver his welcoming speech and open this conference. Mr. Taufik, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thanks God, we were able to meet at this wonderful conference with good health and enthusiasm. It is a pleasure for me to deliver a speak to all the audience. Thank to all speaker, Mr. Martin Fleming, Pangabean PhD, Mr. Kanoksa Kwatana Kote, PhD, Mr. Muiwa Adesipe, PhD, Mr. Timilehin Olasoji Olibiyi, PhD. Presenter and participants who have attended in the second International Social Science Conference that organized by Green Publishers in Indonesia. The long-term security of digital information is essential for the sustainable development of science, education, culture, and society. As we have seen, digital information has become the main source of information that used in research and in many educational schools. With digital security, we can characterize and understand the social, cultural, and political outcome. The bull that society zone and to grow from time to time, from industry 1.0 to industry 5.0. Collaboration between cyber technology and automatic technology. Digital security is something to be aware to all the science. Therefore, this conference is important to be a place for discussion and sharing knowledge about the rule of implementation of cybersecurity that is learned from various multidisciplinary science. It is hoped that through this conference, new output will be obtained for the world of missions and additional input for all of us in cybersecurity. That's all for me. I apologize and thank you for your participants. Enjoy this event. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for Mr. Taufik for the welcoming speech. But you let's forget to opening this conference. So please opening this conference. Silahkan Pak, dibuka.
Oke, baik. Secara resmi, Conference International Conference Social Science yang kedua secara resmi dibuka.
Okay, please give applause to the second internationals. Okay, thank you, Mr. Taufik. So, with the opening of Mr. Taufik, it's second International Conference on Social Science 2023, organized by Green Publisher opening. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, now we come to our main agenda from this conference, plenary sessions that will be led by myself. The first presentations will be delivered by Mr. Martin Fleming Panggabean, PhD, as a keynote speaker today. We have time 30 minutes for making presentations. But before that, allow me to show his video profile. For committee, please show the video profile of Mr. Martin Fleming. Committee, Mas Dani bisa ditampilkan video profilnya for Mr. Fleming. Okay. Okay, Mr. Fleming, time is yours.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Clement, time is yours. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ibu Intan. Very good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And it's an honor for me to give a speech as the first time especially in the second international conference. I also would like to convey my gratitude to Dr. Taufik Ridwan and also to other distinguished speakers who would like to share his knowledge in this second international conference. All right, so I would like to share my PPT. Can I have the
Yes,
authority to
please.
share? Okay. All right, I still need an authority to share my
Okay.
PPT.
Okay, it's already. Please, Mr.
All right.
Yes, I already give you an access.
Right. All right. Can everybody see my PPT?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So yeah, today I would like to share about social media because this topic interests me a lot. I'm going to talk about managing social media risk in the era of 5.0. So on behalf of Kazar University, I would like to share this knowledge to each of us, scholars from all over the world. And yeah, let me start my PPT. Okay, so talking about social media, of course, this is not a new technology. This is not a new platform. And it has been developed over the years, okay? And it has given an impact to our world, not only for individuals, but also for business practices. So social media has been used by not only governments, but also private institutions, companies, employers, employees, and so on, you name it. So yeah, it's become a tool for people's lives and also business practices. And it's a powerful tool, of course, yeah, for interacting with others. And according to KPOS, is a consultant, yeah, a business strategy consultant. It is said that around 4.74 billion social media users use around all over the world. And of course, the functions of social media, yeah, as I mentioned before, this is used for engaging, for collaboration, to exchange information. And for some companies, they use it for sharing their company's brands, company's reputation, and so on. But the question is there any potential audience? Yeah, if we look around 4.74 billion users, is there any potential audience or users? Of course, yeah, because if we talk about like statistics, yeah, what I found here is from a survey, social media marketing industry, it reports that 58% of marketers using social media over 3 years reported increased sales. Yeah, so social media has been used for marketers to increase their sales. And other benefits, of course, it includes the exposures for brand, new business partnership, new customers, and reduced marketing expenses. So this is the potential use of social media users. But unfortunately, yeah, from my findings, yeah, there are many people and organizations that's jumping into using it without considering the risk. Because we are living in the cyber world, cyber society, and we use technology by implementing the social media. Of course, we have to pay attention on the cyber risk or the threats, okay? And all too often, yeah, the people, yeah, and the companies also will use social media without making proper decisions on security, yeah, sorry. And what type of social media to use for specific purpose or how to use an existing sites and tools. All right. So this is the risk that social media may have, yeah, according to different people, different profession, different occupations. They may have a different perspective of the definition of risk. For example, here, if I may look here from perspective of IT department, risk in the social media is about virus or malware. But risk, according to the lawyer, yeah, it is said here, yeah, risk is related to the litigation, yeah, to the infringements, yeah, for example, related to sexual harassment and so on. And risk, according to educator, like teacher, lecturer, is about, for example, the cyberbullying for their students. All right. So risk can be perspective, yeah, can be recognized, can be interpreted differently by different people and different profession. Okay. But yeah, the most important one as a people, as a part of the communities in the 5.0 societies, yeah, we have to be prudent because, yeah, everything on internet may be consisting of true information or false information. All right. So don't believe everything you see on the internet. Okay. So now I'm going to talk about the dark side of social media. The dark side of social media, what I want to share is about the risk, yeah, that every users may have if they are having their social media account, not only for individuals, but also for business or companies. So for example, here, yeah, there are 7 building blocks here. I quoted from multidimensional honeycombs framework. So this research already done by Keynes in 2011. So the first one, yeah, the building block is conversation. So talking about social media, what can we do in social media? The first one is about conversation. Okay, so we have the features of functions like to like, to share, to comment, and to give a direct message to our partners in social media. What are the dark side of the conversation? Of course, the dark side of the conversation, for example, it triggers like to be more aggressive, to attack someone. Yeah, if we happen to notice the case like nowadays in Indonesia between Bunda Korla and one of the famous actresses in Indonesia, they are attacking one another. So yeah, this is one example of the dark side of social media. Yeah, the harassment, yeah, the conversation that they create, they share on social media can be very, how to say, like attacking one another. Okay, so this is the first one, the dark side of social media, yeah, the risk. The second one is sharing, all right? Of course, yeah, by using social media, we can use this platform to share photos, to share videos, yeah, to our friends and so on. But be careful because our photos or our videos may be, for example, being shared by others without permission. So this may cause to intellectual property infringements. Okay, so be careful because our photos, yeah, without our consent, without our permission, can be shared or can be distributed by anybody in social media. So this is the second risk or the second dark side of social media. The third one is presence. Yeah, presence. Of course, if we use social media, like for example, Facebook, yeah, and Google Maps, yeah, YouTube, and so on, it will show us, yeah, our location, our presence to everybody in this cyber world. But there is a risk, there is a dark side of this kind of presence. Of course, on one side, it is a good. one, yeah, because we can notice the presence of, for example, our families, our relatives, our friends. But in another side, yeah, our online presence in cyber world, in social media, may have a dark side. For example, if someone's have a negative intentions to us, like he will use our online presence, for example, he or she wants to steal from our house or want to attack us, so be careful of your online presence in social media. This is the dark side of online presence in the social media. Okay, the next one is relations. What kind of relation we have in social media? Of course, if you notice, LinkedIn, LinkedIn is a professional relations. Okay, so we join to LinkedIn, to have friends, to have relations with other people in the same profession, the same occupation, the same interests. But some others, for example, if you use Facebook, it's just only used for friendship relations of all kind. So there are many types of relations that we can use in the social media. So what are the dark side of the risk, that may cause, in this kind of building blocks relations? Okay, so talking about the relations, the dark side of relations in the social media, for example, is the threat, abuse, intimidation. Okay, so for example, if I have I join a group of communities in social media, and I don't like to a person because he's to show off and so on and so on, I may threat this person. I may say something, abuse statement, or intimidate this person in the group. So this is the dark side of relations in social media. Okay, I continue. Next one, the building blocks is the reputation. Okay, right. So social media, you can use to build your reputation. For example, if you are a public figure, if you are a politician, all right. So you can use the social media account to build your reputation. But be careful, there's a dark side of this kind of reputation. Once you share, like for example, photo or like video or statement, which can destruct your reputation, then your reputation will be immediately downsized. So be careful when you are a public figure. If you are an actress, an actor, or president even, be careful of your reputation in the social media. Be selective when you want to share something in the social media, because once you share, like for example, a hoax, like a fake news, this is something like untrue, the netizens or the communities in social media will immediately, consider you as like sharing something which is not useful for the community. So your reputation will be the consequences. Okay, the next one is the groups. What I'm going to talk about, the groups. Of course, we have a groups. This is like the relations we have. Groups, like in Facebook group, we have so many groups. We join so many groups, but sometimes, these groups, only like for inner groups, cannot be joined by the other groups. If you want to be joined this group, you have to be a member first. You have to click join. But sometimes in the group, between one group to another group may cause, for example, like competition. Of course, it is good if we have a positive competitions between one group to another groups. But what if, the competition is a bad one, One group is attacking to another group, and this this bad competition exists. Like, I don't know if we notice, like during the elections for like presidential election, we have been divided into two groups in the social media. then it will cause something like may disrupt our unity, right? Because we've been divided into two groups, yeah, in this cyber world. So be careful, yeah. This is the dark side of social media. If you have several groups, but between one group to another group is attacking one another. Okay, and as the last one is the identity, yeah, identity building blocks. Identity is about you yourself. Okay, so when you join to social media, you are about to share your personal identity, yeah, and your personal identity, once you show it in the social media, it will be no longer only belong to you, yeah. Everyone can see your personal identity. So be careful when you want to put your phone numbers, your address, your location, even your email address, yeah, because there's options you can show your email address, your phone number on your social media. This is good at one time because people may easily find you, contact you, because sometimes you cannot be contacted on social media, but they will directly email you or contact the phone number. But somehow be careful because your personal identity may become like stole by other people, yeah, unresponsible people. So this is all the dark side of social media, yeah. So be careful because social media may have a bright side, but also may have a dark side, as I already just mentioned to you. All right. So in addition to that, yeah, I also have put here, yeah, like findings from, yeah, Information Technology Association, or ICSS, in 2010. They found that there are several or 5 potential risks, yeah, for social media. The first one, of course, it is viruses, yeah, and malware. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about this a lot because this is not my background. My background is social science, but virus and malware is still the #1 of potential risk to social media. Okay, so be careful because, yeah, you need to use, yeah, relevant software, yeah, to update your computers with the relevant software. Next one is brand hijacking. What is brand hijacking? Brand hijacking is created by someone or like one institution, yeah, to copy, yeah, the same brand with, like, for example, of a company, of a person, and so on, in order to do something, for example, yeah, to protest, yeah, to do something like illegal things, yeah, maybe to deceive people. So someone is created another like fake account, for example, fake account of social media that consists of brand. So for example, he's going to deceive the customers of the company. So he's doing a brand hijacking. Okay. And the next one is lack of control over content. Yeah. Next is unrealistic customer expectation of internet speed service and non-compliance with record management regulation. So this is the 5 potential risks, yeah, according to Information Technology Association, or ICSS, yeah, that may harm or may risk to our social media account. And as the final thought, yeah, according to me, and as a part of risk management action, yeah, there are several actions that actually we can do regarding to risk management in the social media. The first one is you can create your defensive profiles, okay, to prevent impersonation. Yeah, for example, if you are like a Bill Gates, yeah, he creates like verified account. You can create it as long as you are like someone who concerns about your reputation. Okay, you can show to the public that your account is really, it's you, yeah, by clicking the verified account. So this is the checklist, yeah, the blue one, yeah. This is to indicate that this is really the person, yeah, not a fake one. Okay, so the first one, yeah, security action we can do is to defend our profiles, yeah, to prevent impersonation. Next one is we can report, yeah, the fake account. Of course, yeah, recently there are many people's, their account on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, being copied, and being regenerated again with fake person, But if you notice that your account has been copied and regenerated, and for example, this account is asking for money, from you or from families or relatives and so on, you can just do an action, report this fake account, to the Facebook. Or if you notice also like fake account on YouTube, you can also report it, to the companies. Okay, next one is using the password, I'm not really expert, Next will be, I think, Mr. Kanosak will explain, about this kind of protection, You can use, the password, double protection, double combination, to protect your account in two-step verification. Okay. Next, you have to pay attention. You have to give your attention to the privacy and the information sharing, because once we join to social media, of course, there will be like a concern about privacy and information sharing. So this is very important. And be careful, do not share, for example, if you are worried that your phone number or your address will be used by like criminals, to do something, stealing related to your bank account and so on and so on. Please do not share your personal identity on social media. Okay. And the next one is content security. Of course, please, pay attention on your content. Once you share content, please double check again. Make sure that you're not going to share like a fake news and fake photos and so on and so on. And as last final thoughts, according to me, what can we do regarding to like to do the maintenance or to manage the risk in the social media? Of course, is using the software, the most updated software. You can use the like internet software to protect your computer, your account, social media, stealing, and so on and so on. Okay, so I think that's all that I can share to all the scholars, to all professors, lecturers from all over the world regarding how can we use our social media in this era 5.0. Hope this can give you like an insights how to manage your social media in the next time. Thank you so much. So I give it back to Ibu Intan as the MC and moderator. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fleming. It's a very interesting discussions about how managing social media risk in 5.0 era. From here, we know about the bright side and a dark side of social media, potential risks of social media, and the security. Thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to show profile video of Mr. Fleming. So we can know him closer. Okay, here, profile of Mr. Fleming. The committee, please. The committee. Okay. The committee, please show the profiles video of Mr. Fleming. Oh, there is no video profile. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, Mr. Thank you. So next, forward from first speaker will be delivered by Mr. Kanoksak Watanakote, PhD, from School of Information Science and Technology, Guangdong University of Foreign Studies, China. So before we start the presentations, here the profile of Mr. Kanoksak. Okay, the committee, please show the profile of Mr. Kanoksak. Okay, thank you, the committee. So let us, Mr. Kanoksak, time is yours to make a presentations for
May I
this
share my
conference.
screen?
Okay, please.
Okay, good morning, our audience here. Actually, I have to say greeting from Thailand on behalf of China, and also distinguished organizer, participant, friends, and family. All welcome to the second international conference on social science 2023. Okay. I'm truly pleased to join this second ICSS 2023 with the theme contribution of multidisciplinary science in realizing digital security in the fifth era, maybe, right? Organized by Green Publisher Indonesia. Today, my part will talk about the phishing detection and cybersecurity by emphasizing on the phishing website detection for cybersecurity. Okay, let me start with this topic. Okay. Today's issues will begin with the introduction of network security, and then I will introduce to the phishing and phishing detection. Okay, what the meaning of the phishing and what the methodology that we can detect, or what are the features that we can use to predict which website or which page is the phishing. Okay, the first one, network security. Okay. The security is a complicated business that wasn't given much thought until use of computer network increased. Okay. And the potential for abuse became interesting. So what is security? We can describe in the meaning of three requirements. Okay, there are confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Okay. For the confidentiality means the information will be disclosed to only authorized parties, while the integrity assets are modified only by authorized method. And the last one, availability, requires that data are available only to authorized parties. So what are the possible threats in the distributed system or the network? The first one, interception, that means to eavesdropping data in channel or illegal copy. The second one is the interruption. It means to make service unavailable. Yeah. Next one, modification. It means to unauthorized editing of data. Okay. Maybe the owner not allowed to modify that data, but when the data arrive to the receiver, they already modified. Okay. And the last one is the fabrication. It means to additional data generated and masquerade. In fact, network security threats can be categorized to be two kinds. The first one, passive, and the second one, active. We can say passive attack and active. Let's see the first one, passive attacks. So for the passive attack are in the nature of eavesdropping on or monitoring of and transmission. Okay. The goal of the attacker is to obtain the user information relating to the communication, maybe username, account, username, password, okay, or maybe some bank account that they have some privacy when they do the communication between two persons on the network. And two types of passive attack. The first one, release of message contents, and the second one we say traffic analysis. Okay. Okay, look at this page. You can see some example of the release of message contents. The release of message contents is easily understood. Okay. For instance, a telephone conversation, an electronic mail message or email message, right? And a transfer file may contain sensitive or confidential information that should be private. Okay. Don't be announced for public. We would like to prevent an opponent or the attacker from learning to know the content of these transmissions. In this figure, you can see It describes the release of message contents involve the release of confidential email or the contents of the transfer file. Okay, that we can see email from Bob to Alice was read by the third person, or we can say attacker or opponent. And the second one, traffic analysis. Okay, the second type of the passive we call traffic analysis, that is subtle. Okay, suppose that we have a way of masking the content of messages or other information traffic, so that opponents, even if they capture the message, could not extract the information from the message. But the common technique for masking content is encryption. Okay, so if we have encryption protection in place, the opponent or attacker might still be able to observe the pattern of these messages. Like in this figure, the pattern of messages from Bob to Alice was observed by Dart or the attacker. And the opponent or the attacker or Dart could determine the location and identify an identity of the communicating host, and could observe the frequency and length of the messages being exchanged on the communication. Okay, this information might be useful in guessing the nature of communication that was taking place by two persons. Okay, and the passive attacks are very difficult to detect because they do not involve any alteration of data, but it is possible to prevent this. Hence, the emphasis is on prevention rather than detection. So that means when we want to do some ontology to detect or prevent the data, we can do for the prevention rather than the detection for the passive attack. Let's see the second one of the attack. Okay, another kind of attack we call active attack. For the active attacks involve some modification of the transmitted data or the creation of false transmission, and can be subdivided into 4 categories. Okay, they are masquerade, replay, modification of messages, and denial of services, or we can say ping of death. For the masquerade takes place when one entity pretends to be a different entity. The masquerade attack usually includes one of the other forms of attack, active attack. For example, if the authentication sequence can be captured and replayed after a valid authentication sequence has taken place. So the enabling an authorized entity with field privilege to obtain extra privilege by impersonating an entity that has those privileges. Okay. Replay, for the replay involves the passive capture of data unit and its subsequent retransmission to produce an authorized effect. The next one, modification. For the modification of the message, simply means to the some portion of the legitimate message that is altered, or that messages are delayed or reordered to produce an authorized effect. For example, like the message means that when you send the message to other people, like allow Alice to read confidential file accounts, but it is modified by the attacker or Dart to be mean to allow other guy, maybe not Alice, but Dart, to read the confidential file accounts. So that means this is modified. The message was modified by some person. And the denial of service, the denial of service prevents or inhibits the normal use of management of the communication facilities like a server. That we can see somewhat in the network security, like a peak of death, that the peak of death try to make the traffic network be jammed by sending many requests without the response from the server. So this is one attack form, active attack. And this attack may have some specific target. For example, some server or an entity may suppress all messages direct to a particular destination. Another form of service denial is the disruption of the entire network, either by disabling the network or by overloading it with the message so as to degrade the network performance. For the active attacks, it the present or the opposite characteristic of passive attack. While when the passive attack are difficult to detect, measures are available to prevent their success. On the other hand, it's quite difficult to prevent active attack because it requires the physical protection of the communication facilities and path at all the times. Instead, the goal is to detect them and recover from any disruption and delays caused by them. Because the detection has the deterrent effect, it may also contribute to prevention. So this is the two kinds of the attack that we can see in the network or the distributed system. Okay. So one kind that I want to give for example for today about the active attack we call phishing or phishing detection feature. Okay. That we can summarize to see to introduce to you in this meeting here. Okay. So after we have learned to know what kind of the attack that we have, passive or active, okay, today's topic that I would like to introduce is to the phishing and phishing detection that include the feature for detection, what the web page features that we can say this should be suspicious page, okay, and can be the phishing page later after many people, many users verify in some blacklist web page. Okay. Okay, let's see what is the phishing. Okay, phishing. Let me introduce the meaning of the phishing first. Okay. Actually, phishing is a kind of active attack by using the form of the web-based attack. Okay. It means come from by using the URI or URL. When you visit to some website or web page, okay, the attract this page or this website try to attract the end user to visit the fake website instead of the real one. Okay. The purpose of the fraudulent scheme is to steal user information, your account, your password, okay, any information that should be private, should be privacy, okay, by making itself as a trustworthy entity on the web page. It make like a look real, look be the truth one, but it's not the truth one, is the fake one. So after we have some information about the phishing web page, so many scientists, they try to think about how to do the phishing detection. So the phishing detection means to the method or the development, okay, that were developed to assist user to identify the targeted legitimate web page to detect phishing web pages. Okay. The primary goal is to detect the legitimacy of the suspicious web page and notify the user to know this is the suspicious and can be the phishing web page in the future. Okay, don't trust them. Okay. So actually, when we from the study, okay, in one of several papers, okay, that I have read before, okay, there are we can summarize, for example, for 15 features how to know this is the phishing page. Okay, this is the phishing web page. Okay. There are 15 features that can be introduced to you today, okay, for phishing detection, how to know this is the phishing web page. The first one is the suspicious URL address. When you look at the URL address, okay, many phishing pages, okay, can only be accessed by IP address URL instead a domain name. It means if you just put the domain name, it will go to the real one, the truth one. But if you use the URL that may be sent by email to click to let you click on the link, okay, the email that contains the URL that allow you to click on the link may try to lead you to the wrong web page, okay, not the real one. Okay. And another observation you can see, okay, the URL that you get from the email that allow you to click to visit some web page might consist of many doors. Okay. For example, you can see it in this example, the legitimate URL of the battle.net. Okay. The battle.net, we have allowed 5 doors in the URL. Okay. But the phishing URL that try to ask you to click as the truth one, okay, but not the truth one. For the better.net, we consist of 11 doors, okay, in the URL. You can easily to observe by the number of doors in the URL, okay, that you can guess, okay, you can make some suspicious for that page by using the number of the doors. The second feature is the domain name in the part of the URL. Some phishing URLs add the domain name of the legitimate website as a part of the URL, and also including another top-level domain, second-level domain, and combination of them. You can see this example, okay, button.net, and also we have .account, .support, .survey, and also the top-level domain like mok.in, and also xmail.ch. Many top-level domain put together in the URL that easy to observe for the phishing. The third feature is the identity URL. The URL address of the most website is related to its content. Okay? That means you can check with the identity in the content. Okay? For example, the cooperative bank legitimate websites, you can see the real one, the legitimate one is the https://personal.cooperativebank.co.uk. Okay, they put the domain here. And the base domain is the personal.co.cooperativebank.co.uk. And the keyword identity set of the page is cooperative, internet, digit, bank, and Visa. The keyword that they put in the web page for the search engine to search their website, right? It means that you can see if the legitimate web page, legitimate website, the keyword we have some keyword that is a part of the domain name or URL, okay, like a cooperative, okay, and maybe bank, okay, like this, okay. But when we look at the phishing page, you can see the phishing page of the cooperative bank. What example is phantomvision.com. Okay. In the phantomvision.com, if you click the link, you can see it looks like they are modified. Okay. It was modified to be a part of the cooperative bank phishing. When you look at the phantomvision.com and look at the keyword, okay, you can see the keyword of the phantomvision.com. No any name that related to Phantom Vision. Okay, so that means they try to make some phishing, okay, for this URL, okay, by using the different keyword identity and the URI information. And the number 4, the fourth one is the identity landing anchor. Okay, the identity landing anchor is a foreign anchor which holds the at least one member of the keyword identity set. The landing page is foreign web page. It means outside your server, right? Foreign web page. Respond by click and anchor text. Okay. A web page within the majority of the landing anchor is suspicious. We can get this suspicious one, okay, because outside the same legitimate domain, which give an impression of being legitimate. The URL address of the most website is related to its content. For example, in this page has 3 links. You can see 3 links. If you click in the URL here, okay, all 3 links point to the www.cooperativebank.co.uk website, and cooperative keyword is a part of all 3 landing anchor. So this can be the legitimate page, but if not landing in the same page, it means can be suspicious page. Okay. And number 5, we can observe from the identity landing request, because the foreign requests are at the file, images, cascade style sheet, object, script, they are legitimate page or file or not. Okay. If they are in the same server, maybe in the same, they are the legitimate page. Okay. But if outside, okay, from another server or ask you to download from another site, we can guess it's like a suspicious page. Okay. And number 6, the foreign anchor. It's normal to have foreign anchor in a web page, but if too many, okay, if in your page, if in that page have too many foreign anchor, it means when you click, they go to another website, go to another URL, go to another domain name, go to another server. Okay, we can guess that also can be the suspicious of the website. Okay, and the number 7. Okay, most of the suspicious pages are in the form login form. Okay, most of the suspicious come in the login form page. Okay, like to ask you some secret information, your username, your password to log into some legitimate website, for example, like a Facebook. If they have some phishing page, maybe the first page that you click on the link, they show you to ask you information about your username, password to access that Facebook or any social media. Okay. So that means we can observe the forward anchors. If the link inside the page, when you click, go to another domain name, go to another website, go to another server, you can imagine that this is one kind of the suspicious website. Okay. And the number 7, most of the suspicious web page are in form. Okay, we have talked in form of login page, right? Okay. And most of the login form on the fake website are masquerade technique of active attack. This is one example of the masquerade technique for the active attack that try to modify some page to be look similar to the true one, but not the true one, it is a fake one. And number 8, you can observe from the age of the form. For example, like some link that they send you by email for login form. The age of that form allow maybe 1 day, and then after that you click again, could not be appear on the web browser. So that because of the most of the suspicious web page, their life is maybe only 1 hour or 1 day. Very short. The life of the suspicious page very short. Not longer than a month. By observe. So if the legitimate page, normally the age or the life of the legitimate page of the login form may be longer than a month. And number 9, the next one is by checking the distinguished name. Regarding to the Netscape Incorporation, who developed the secure socket layer protocol. With this express algorithm, you can see that if the website has no secure socket layer certificate, then it is telling that the page is neutral. And if the certificate is valid and issued by trust vendor, then we can check the distinguished name or the end with the domain name. If the distinguished name or the end is the same as the domain name of the web page in some part, it shows that the page can be suspicious page. But if not, we can say it can be neutral and phishing. And the next one, number 10, by looking at the HTTP protocol digest authentication scheme. Most of the phishing web pages use the HTTP-based authentication instead of the secure socket layer or SSL protocol for transferring credential between the client and web server. So that means the HTTP digest authentication scheme identifies phishing web pages by submitting the wrong credential in any login process, and then analyze the response from the web server. Number 11, by looking at the pages in the whitelist, they have some websites that contain the list of the legitimate website. And also number 12, you can also look at the blacklist, the suspicious page from the blacklist website. For example, the blacklist website that I'm familiar with, fishtank.com. I have some example of fishtank.com here, you can see. The fishtank.com tries to contain many suspicious and also the page that we say phishing already. You can see from the verify a fish. Verify a fish means some web page that was reported. They were reported by some user. They put to the phishing web fish tank website. After the many report from the URL that report by many user. And after the administrator of the fish tank website, they check. Or maybe by you, if you are registered to be the member of the fishtank.com web page, you can help them to verify which URL is the fish. You can see the status of this. You can some URL they already valid fish. It means confirmed by some scientist or some user, and some unknown, okay, still be unknown or suspicious, okay, not verified yet. So that means if you look at the phishing fishtank.com, you can see more the suspicious page that reported by many users, okay, in the blacklist here. Okay, and number 13, almost done. The numbers 13 feature the age of domain. Okay, the age of domain. Okay, the age of the website is built up by calculating how long the content has been actually on the web. Okay. For the legitimate site, the measurement month, okay, will be always greater than 1 month. Okay. But for the phishing site that I told you, short life, right? Really short life, okay, maybe less than 1 month or only 1 day or only 1 hour and then gone. Okay, this is like you can guess if the URL like this can be said this is one of the suspicious web page. And the feature number 14, okay, who is record. Okay. The intention of this feature is to detect a phishing site which is hosted by compromised server. Okay. For example, the PayPal website-based domain of the URL identity is the paypal.com, right? And keyword identity is PayPal. Both exist in its who is record. But the phishing site usually claim identity of the PayPal that is different from the who is record. Maybe they don't use the PayPal word, they use another word. And the last feature that you can observe, this should be suspicious page or not, we call domain name credibility. Okay. The domain name credibility features evaluates the legitimacy of the target website using the length given by the page length system. Okay. The length denotes the importance of particular page. This is to check the credibility of the hosting domain instead of the target website. Okay. So this 15 feature, if you study for to detect the phishing page, okay, you can observe from start from these 15 features or more than this. Okay. Some paper maybe now they have more than this 15 feature. And after we have learned this, let me show the last example for some ontology of the anti-phishing construction that developed by some scientists, some researcher. The algorithm or the ontology that we show you here is mean after you have got the URL or UI or the link of the web page. Okay, the first step you need to do the feature extraction to classify the maybe using the 15 features that we can use to observe which one we can say the phishing or suspicious phishing. Okay. So, but after extract, you just try to check with that 15 feature and then try to verify and give the user information. This link can be phishing or this link can be legitimate. Okay. This from my part, okay, for today. I hope this part topic can help you to know more about how to protect your information after you got some link by email. Don't click on any link that you get by email because some link, if you allow them first, okay, maybe it can easy to tell you that okay, is the suspicious page, okay, for that can be the phishing page in the future. Okay, thank you for listening today.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kanosak, that presenting about phishing detection and cybersecurity. From his presentations, we know about the requirement of computer and network security, kinds of network security, passive attack like traffic analysis, and active attack like modifications of message, denial of service, and the interesting one is about phishing and phishing detections feature like web page ID, URL ID, landing anchor, etc. It's a quite new insight for me and maybe for some of participants here, because as we know that phishing still become crime modus today, yeah. And Mr. Kanosak also tell us about the phishing ontology contraction. So it's a very, very great. So thank you very much, Mr. Kanosak. Next, well, is a second speaker that will be delivered by Mr. Muyiwa Adesipe from Department of Curriculum and Instructions, Alayade University of Education, Oyo State, Nigeria. Okay, so here the profile of Mr. Muyiwa. Mr. Kanosa, can you close your screen first? Okay. Okay, so here the presentations from Mr. Muyiwa. Mr. Muyiwa, time is yours. Mr. Muyiwa. Mr. Muyiwa, time is yours.
I really appreciate you for the privilege you have given to me. I hope you are hearing me from here, from Nigeria.
Yes, yes, I can hear
Yes.
clearly. Yeah.
Yes. Now, I really appreciate you for this second edition of the Green Publishers. And without wasting much of our time, I'm going to be talking on the mitigating the trust gap in the use of digital technology and remote learning in Nigerian universities.
Okay.
The digital security from the digital security perspective. And I'm going to start my discussion from the history of digital technology. Now, the history of digital technology can be traced to 4 different ages. We have the Stone Age, the Stone and the Rock Age. We have the book, print, and chalkboard age. We have the mass communication age. We have the information communication age. Now, these are the 4 major.
Excuse me, Mr. Muyiwa, excuse me. Can you share your screen or anything that can show us about your presentations? I'm sorry.
You said what?
Okay. Can you share your screen to show us about your presentations? Or there is no sharing screen for us?
Yes, but I thought I forwarded some. I forwarded some documents to you.
Sorry,
Yes,
I can hear you. Sorry.
I thought I forwarded some document to you.
Oh yes, of course.
My discussion.
Yes, of course.
So I thought my impression was that you will, project it from your side.
Yes. Okay. For the committee, can you share about the materials of Mr. Muyiwa?
Yes, can I go further in my discussion?
That's okay. Okay. It's okay. Please.
Okay. Now, when we talk of, I say the digital technology can be divided into 4 different ages. Now, the first one is we have the stone and the rock age, followed by the book prints and the chalkboard age, followed by the mass communication age, and the information communication age. Those are the 4 categories of digital technology. And when we talk of the stone and the rock age, this was the period when humans used primitive stones and tools. And when I talk of primitive stones and tools, this is the period when humans write on rocks. This is the period when people write on stones. And even aside from that, the stone and the rock age can be traced to about 2.6 million years ago. That it occurred around 2.6 million years ago, and the Stone Age ended around 5,000 years ago. Now, when we talk of the book, print, and the chalkboard age, now the book and the chalkboard age came into being around 1456 by Jonah. I hope you are hearing what I'm saying. Yes, and this brought about the development of print machine. So it was the print machine that brought about the book, the book, print, and chalkboard age. And the next one is the mass communication age. The mass communication age is the age that brought about the sending of informations through mass communication. That is, the mass communication age came through the invention of radio, television, and so on. It brought about a landmark in the development of educational technology. And when we talk of educational technology, what are we saying? Educational technology is the making use of different tools, technological tools in the teaching learning process. That is when we make use of teaching tools, teaching appliances like computer, like slide, and so on in the teaching learning process. So it was the mass communication age that brought about that. And the last one is we have the information communication age. The information communication age is the era where we find ourselves. This is the era when computer was invented. This is the era when computer was adopted. This is the era when computer was used as a means of teaching in the teaching learning process. Now, the history. Now, I also lay emphasis on the history of remote learning. Yes, because I'm talking about remote learning as well. And what is the history of remote learning all about? The history of remote learning in Nigeria can be traced to 1975 at University of Lagos, when distant learning education unit was established under the correspondent and open student units. As distance education developed, the name was later changed to Correspondent and Open Studies Institute in 1983. Ever since then, till date, the use of digital technology through remote learning has been in use in looks and training of Nigeria, telling you that ever since the adoption of distance learning in 1983 in the University of Lagos, remote learning has been used in Nigeria ever since then. And I said in a remote learning, teachers and learners are physically separated. Yes, teachers and learners are physically separated, and instructional materials are delivered via the telecommunication. Yes, and when they talk of being delivered by telecommunication, what is telecommunication? Telecommunication is a system, or is a process of transmitting informations through different gadgets like computer network, gadget like telephone, gadget like radio, internet, and so on. Yes. Now, let me go straight to the concept of digital technology. Yes, the concept of digital technology. Now, when we talk of digital technology, what does it really mean? Because we can't talk about teaching learning process without talking about technology. Yes, and what is digital technology? Digital technology are electronic tools, system, devices, resources that generate, store, and process data. Yes, digital learning are those devices that store data. Yes. And when we talk of storing data, that is, they are devices that can aid the spread of vital information. That is, in learning process environments, one of the procedure of sending messages is when digital technology are adopted. Yes, it's when digital technology are adopted. And not only that, and I know that in this current age, in this present dispensation, learning can be more effective when digital technology are adopted. Yes, in this present dispensation, for you to achieve a meaningful teaching learning process in the universities, that tells us that digital technology must be adopted. Yes. And even before I leave that side, I would also like to talk on what remote learning is. Yes, because there is correlation between digital technology and remote learning. Yes, there's correlation between digital technology and remote learning. And what is remote learning? I say remote learning is simply put, where students and educators are not physically present in the traditional class. Yes, and when we talk of traditional class, a traditional class is a normal class whereby we have students, teachers all together. The teacher, we have to stand in front of the students, teaching them right away. But a remote class is not. In a remote class, the presence of a teacher is not needed. Yes, the presence of the teacher is not needed. Rather, instructions are disseminated through technology tools such as discussion board, video conferencing, and virtual assignments. Yes, a teacher establishes a virtual connection with their students through online classroom, telling you that through remote learning process, the presence of the teacher is not actually needed in the class. The teacher will disseminate information to the student via the internet system, via the virtual system. And that will bring a sort of connection between the teacher and the students. Now, I want to match them together. And what do I mean by matching them together? The other time I talked about the correlation between the digital technology and the remote learning. And that will lead me to digital technology and remote learning, the trust gap in Nigerian universities. Digital technology and remote learning, the trust gap in Nigerian university. See, there are correlations between digital technology and remote learning. Yes, I have spoke about digital technology and I also spoke about remote learning. But there are a sort of synergy, there is a sort of interaction, there is a sort of relationship among digital technology and remote learning. But at the same time, there is a gap in between them. And when I talk of the gap, I'm talking of the trust gap in between digital technology and remote learning in Nigerian university. And when I'm talking of the problems that may prevent digital technology from not achieving its aim via the use of remote learning. So, and the problems may include, number one, connectivity. Yes, the problems may include, number one, connectivity. And when we talk of connectivity as a problem, what does it mean? It means that limited or lack of connectivity in many developed countries, including my beloved country, Nigeria. That is, most Nigerian universities have issues with connecting to the web, connecting to the internet when it comes to teacher-student interaction in the classroom. That is, they have issues with connections. In fact, on several occasions, you see students, teachers and the lecturers and students interacting. They will tell you that there are no networks. That is part of the connectivity problem. Yes, it's part of the connectivity problem. So in most developing nations, they have issues with connections. Connecting to the internet when it comes to the use of digital technology and remote learning. And the other one I'll talk all about is the use of equipment. Yes, most of these equipments, most of these digital technology equipment that can be used for remote learning are expensive in countries like ours, in developing nations, in developing world. Yes, they don't find it easy to acquire them. And when they can't acquire them, they can't use them. Telling you that remote learning requires equipment that can facilitate learning. But in some Nigerian universities, the equipment such as computer, webcam, digital technology, and internet are not available. They are not available. We only talk of them. Most of them are not available. And when those equipment are not available, then we can't access digital technology and remote learning. We can't access them. Yes, we only talk of them. The moment the equipment are not available or they are not sufficient, it will generate into a problem. And not just to a problem, it will generate into a big problem. It will generate into a big problem. And aside from that, I will talk of another problem is the software problem. Yes, software enables educators to design and develop learning contents. Yes, all what to be learned by students are designed into the software. But most of those softwares are costly. Yes, most of those software to insert what the students need are costly. And the moment they are costly, most schools cannot afford them. And so you don't expect, in most cases, you don't expect teachers, lecturers to go ahead and buy them. Because in this part of the world, most of people in academics, their payment are not too encouraging. So since they have issue with getting software that will be that will contain what the student need is not available, then it will generate into a problem. And the next one is training. Yes. Even when you want to make use of digital technology in any remote learning environment, but the people that are to use them are not well trained, it will generate into a problem. It will generate into a problem. No combination of connectivity, equipment, and software will achieve anything if people are not trained to use them. That's according to Daniel 2009. Yes. That is, even when those people are well trained, even when those people have the knowledge, they can buy it, but they were not well trained. It will result into what? It will result into nothing. The aim will not be achieved at the end of the day. So training is another problem. Most of our people, teachers, lecturers, most of them need to update themselves. Most of them are not well trained when it comes to the handling of of technological devices in remote learning process. And at this point in time, I would quickly like to touch or to talk briefly on what digital security is. Yes, because even when you make use of, even when you are using digital technology to promote remote learning, it must be secured. And that will lead me to what digital security is. And what is digital security? In a nutshell, digital security means protecting your computer, mobile devices, tablets, and other internet connected devices from intruders. That is when you protect all your devices, your computer, your mobile devices, your tablets from intruders that can get access to the information on it, then we call it digital security. So that art of securing your information, the information you have in your devices, is what we call digital security. And aside from that, digital security can also be defined as the process of protecting our online identity. Yes, it is the process of protecting our online identity. And what are our online identity? Our online identity are vital information stored on our electronic devices. That is all the vital informations that are being stored on our electronic devices. They are known as our they are known as our vital informations. So all those things, the process of protecting all those things, the process of guarding all our necessary information on our electronic devices is what we tag as digital security. So the process of protecting them from being hijacked or from being hacked by intruders, such that it will affect our plans, is what we call digital security. Now, I will go further to talk briefly on ways in which the digital security improves education. Yes, digital security has a lot of things to do when it comes to improving our educational system. Now, the first thing I would say about the impact of digital technology when it comes to improving educational system is, one, teachers can collaborate to share ideas and resources online. Yes, that is, teachers themselves, they can team up. In the course of using it, it can help them in sharing resources, sharing ideas, sharing information online. I said they can communicate. They can communicate with others across the world. It provides the students with the best. That is true. Digital security, our teachers can use it to share information via the internet. And even the students will get more and achieve better through it. And the second one is, we said, students can develop valuable research skill, yes, at a young age. Yes, students, via using of digital technology to improve education, students will eventually acquire better skills. Yes, that is, digital technology provide a grant for teachers to explore. It provides a grant for learners to explore, to search for information, to get facts. Yes, to get facts, to get information, to access knowledge, to get what they need that can promote the teaching learning process, that can promote the relationship between the teacher and the students. And another one is, I said, students and teachers have access to an expanse of materials. Yes, the digital world, digital technology is loaded with knowledge, it's loaded with material, it's loaded with is a library. Let me use that word. It's a library, it's an archive, it's a reservoir of knowledge. That is, through digital technology in improving the educational system, students, lecturers can access it, and it can serve as a library to them. It can serve as an archive to them. It can serve as a reservoir of knowledge to them. And another point I also talk of is online learning. Yes, students learn online. Yes, digital technology can improve education when students access it through learning online. Yes, it is new and equally credible option. Yes, it brings about face-to-face interaction. Students can learn at their pace. Yes, unlike traditional learning, whereby the teachers will be in the class, and students may not learn through that process at times. And when we talk of teaching learning process, we have different kinds of students. We have some fast learners and we have some slow learners. But when it comes to online learning, students can revisit what they have learned, and they can move at their pace. They can move at their pace. And the last one, which I'll mention, we talk of flipped classroom. A flipped classroom is the one in which students learn important information at home on the computer through videos and recorded lessons, and explore the concepts and complete activities in the class. Yes, that is, students learn through their programs. Students learn through the computer, even without having a teacher there at the moment, without having a teacher that will tutor them right away. Students learn via the internet. Students acquire knowledge through recorded informations on the internet. Through this, it will improve their educational process. Now, before I leave, I would also like to shed more light on the last point today, which is educational technology improves student learning outcome. Yes, and when we talk of educational technology, what is educational technology? Educational technology is the adoption of teaching technologies, teaching machines, teaching devices in the teaching learning process. So when digital technological devices are adopted, it improves the student learning outcome. Students get things better when technology are added to teaching process. Students get things better when technologies are used in teaching learning process. So educational technology improves student learning outcome. Yes, it improves student. And when we talk of that educational technology, which I mentioned, educational technology has two different branches. We have technology in education and technology of education. Technology in education and technology in education is when you make use of teaching device and you make use of different appliances in teaching learning process. While technology of education is when you make use of behavioral sciences, theories. You adopt theories propounded by scholars in teaching the students. Now, what are the components of digital technology on the view of remote learning? Yes. The component of digital technology on the view of remote learning. Now, number one is media. Yes, media. And when we talk of media can be described as any channel of communication. Yes. So media is a component of digital technology. That is, for digital technology to be used alongside with remote learning, yes, media is very necessary. That is, media is a channel through which information are being passed. And when we talk of media, examples of media include television, radio, newspapers, internet, and so on. So media is the first. And the second one, which I will talk all about, is we have the audio and the video. That's another component. That's another component of digital technology on the view of remote learning. We have videos, audios, and video. And when we talk of audio, audio is the field of technology that concerns with recording, processing, storing, and sound. While video is the field of technology that captures moving images electronically. Yes, I said audio is a field of technology that concerns with the recording, processing, storing, and sound. While videos is a field of technology that captures the moving of images electronically. And the last one, the last component, yes, the last component of digital technology on the view of remote learning is another one is computer, tablet, and mobile devices. Yes, these are the general electronic devices that can be programmed to carry out our sequence of arithmetic and logical operations automatically. Yes, they are the electronic devices for storing and processing data or information. That is, you want to process data, a computer, your tablet, and the mobile devices are necessary. Yes, so they serve as a component of digital technology on the view of remote learning. And another one is, we talk of social network. Yeah, the social network. Yes. And what is the social network about? These are dedicated websites. Yes. Even when you have your tablet, you have your computer, and those things are not connected to networks. It's your information, you will not be able to pass your information to your students. Yes. The remote learning will not work. It will not. So the connection of your network to your computer and tablets and so on will eventually promote the remote learning environment, which we intend seeing. Now, before I leave, let me quickly talk on the role of digital technology in learning. See, digital technology has a lot of role when it comes to teaching learning process in universities or in schools generally. Now, the first role of digital technology in learning is a push for effective and efficient learning. Yes, digital technology aids effective, and it brings about effective and efficient learning. That is, digital technology in today's educational process helps making learning more effective and efficient. Students learn at their pace. Students learn at their pace. Yes, it's improve. It makes learning to be effective, and at the same time, it makes learning to be efficient. And the second one is that it facilitates personalized learning. Yes, when we talk of personalized learning, we are talking on the fact that students can learn on themselves. It facilitates personalized learning. Yes, and the next one is it facilitates remote learning. Yes, that is, you can learn elsewhere aside from the class. You can learn elsewhere without the presence of the teacher. That's remote learning. Students don't have to attend lessons in person. Yes, thanks to the availability of online classroom or online classes. So with the help of digital technology, it facilitates teaching learning process. It facilitates remote learning. And the last but not the least is that the cost-effective solution. Yes, a cost-effective solution. And when we talk of a cost-effective solution, that tells us that digital educational technology is not too expensive the way we think it. In fact, when we try to compare with the normal traditional society, it's not too expensive. Yes, digital technology, digital educational technology provides a cost-effective learning solution. Yes, getting an online degree is often more affordable than obtaining one from a university or college. Now, not only in terms of money, but also in terms of stress. Yes, it is cost effective, not only in terms of money. When you see the rigor being passed through by a number of students, when it comes to learning, you pity most of the students. But you can learn it via the internet. It reduces stress. That's the reason why I say not only in terms of money, but also in terms of stress. Now, with these few points, I believe I've been able to give out something to my people. I'm very grateful for the privilege you have given to me at this point in time. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Mr. Wiwa, for your presentations about mitigating the trust gap in the use of digital technology and remote learning in Nigeria University digital security perspective. Okay, well, for the last speaker will be delivered by Mr. Timilehin Olasoji Olubiyi, PhD from National Open University of Nigeria. So here the profile. Okay, thank you, Mr. Mr. Timilehin Olaisoji Olubiyi, PhD. Time is yours.
Thank you, everyone. I bring
Yes.
greetings from Nigeria. I'm the third and the last speaker, which I appreciate. It's minutes to 5 a.m. in Nigeria. And first of all, I'd like to congratulate the organizer for this wonderful event. I also welcome participants, guests, ladies and gentlemen, to this conference. I'm delighted to be the speaker, and I will be speaking to the theme of the conference, which is contribution of multidisciplinary science in realizing digital security in the fifth era. I appreciate Green Publisher Indonesia for extending this invitation to me all the way in Nigeria here. And I know the platform will encourage academic collaboration and future engagement among scholars. I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and I thank you once again. I'll be presenting this particular topic, which speaks to the subject matter, contribution of multidisciplinary science in realizing digital security in the fifth era. So I will start by briefly mentioning my area of interest. My area of interest cut across disciplines, from entrepreneurship to small business management, to sustainability, to knowledge management, leadership, and also business continuity. This topic is of interest to me because the future of research and the future of academics lies within the multidisciplinary space, because problems have been handled in different disciplines narrowly, but with the help of multidisciplinary study, it helps to have grounded solutions to problems, and it encourages collaboration. So my outline for this particular presentation goes thus: I'll be introducing the topic, the issues and the technology, the new era, the era 5.0, cyber and digital security, generations and multidisciplinary sciences, conclusion and recommendation. My talk this morning will be brief, and I will speak to the subject in detail. The issues around the world in recent times has emanated from novel coronavirus. Countries still struggle, businesses still struggle, families still struggle with inflation and other macroeconomic issues. The world is presently challenged, and the level of uncertainty in the world continues to increase. And the complexity of this has brought about increasing uncertainty among businesses and life of individuals. In the midst of all this, technology plays a major role. You will agree with me, during the era of COVID in the year 2020, most countries were under lockdown. The only effective way to work was remotely, and technology plays a major role within that space. Technology helped with the facilitation of remote work, working from home, and all that. Technology plays a significant role in all we do, from education to business to policy making and what have you. And when we talk about technology, there's no way we'll not talk about security of it. And that is where digital security comes to be. Digital security has risk, and this risk involves sharing. When you share information online, privacy could be compromised. Protection can be an issue. Vulnerability will be on the increase. You are likely to have multiple accounts and multiple users of different accounts, especially for the famous people. We have the era of fake news, we have the era of fake accounts, all within the technology and the digital issue for academics. And when this is an issue, it cannot be narrowly solved. And that is why this theme of the conference is of interest to me. We're looking at multidisciplinary approach to digital security. The fifth generation, that both economic, social, and environmental impact of the COVID has been handled to a large. By so doing, many organizations really consider the impact of digital security, having secured digital platform to support their technology usage. Other speakers have mentioned digital security simply means protection. It simply means once you have your presence online, this is the whole essence of this my presentation. I will talk about the era 5.0. The era 5.0 is really different from all other eras from 1, 2, 3, where we have introduction of computer, where we have the smart operations. The era 5.0 actually placed human being in the center of all this. It arranges human involvement with technological transformation. And we've seen developments such as AI. Everything is on the increase. We've seen Alexa in some areas. We've seen Siri in some areas. We've seen, hey, Google. All these are ways to advance human capability, because human capability can be enhanced through technological transformation. And that is what the era 5.0 has presented to us. It's an avenue to solve social problems and also improve human well-being through adoption of technology by increasing human capacity through these means. During the last decade, we've seen technological advancement. We've seen internet. We've seen radical disruptions in this space. We've seen improvement in the use of internet, which has permeated all sectors and industry world over. We've seen buzzwords such as big data. We've seen buzzwords such as Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, robotics, 3D printing, cloud computing, mobile device usage, and all this. These are the advent of technology in great use. And the era of 5.0 has provided opportunity to improve on all this. However, in the midst of this, just like my previous speaker has spoken, digital security cannot be ignored. Security has always been one of the most important goals and the need of individuals, especially when they are out there. The security that we need when we are out of our house is similar to what we need when we are online, when we have on internet. There's need to look at safety. And when we talk about safety, we talk about protection. And when we talk about protection, we talk about low vulnerability. And when this is low, we're likely to see reduced identity theft. We are likely to see reduced personal data theft. We are likely to see reduced phishing. We are likely to see reduced information theft. Because when you are online, your location is out there. Your email is out there. Your phone number is out there. Most users and businesses hardly consider this because they are quick to look at the solution technology and online presence can provide. Meanwhile, disregarding the impact of security, digital security risk. So this presentation is to throw more light on the need to consider digital security and to make it a bedrock for online presence, technology usage, and what have you. Cybersecurity we have in the changing environment, because cybersecurity is dynamic. When you have new technology, you need to look at security to protect it. When you have new innovation around technology, around software, you equally need to look at the security to safeguard it. And when you have limited research in this area, there's bound to be risk. And this is why this particular conference is of interest. We're looking at providing digital security through multidisciplinary approach. When we say multidisciplinary approach, what do we mean? It means combination of cross-disciplinary study. One of it could be mental health management and data tech. You can have health practitioner coming with a software or computer guru to look at a study to provide solution for some identified problems in that space. Just like I've mentioned, there's no issue when you have a health practitioner coming with a software provider to have a research on a particular subject matter. You could also have conflict resolution and fishing. When you have conflict resolution, you are looking at a legal input. And when you are looking at fishing, you are looking at a software or computer science input, a variable, I mean. So when you consider these approaches in research, it is either look at it as a cross-disciplinary study or an interdisciplinary study, which is an overlap, or we can even call it a transdisciplinary study, which involves more than two specialists coming together to look at ways to provide solutions to identify issues. I would use this opportunity to buttress the importance of multidisciplinary study. Multidisciplinary study actually give rooms for experts to come together to look at how to identify and to look at recommending solutions to identify issues. It gives well-grounded approach to research. You cannot continually do research narrowly. When you say you are in computer, your area of interest is computer study, and it becomes a narrow approach to research. This conference should give a diverse view, should give a thought-provoking approach to authors, to scholars, to academics, that you don't usually need to consider authors or academics in your area of study. You can look transdisciplinary, you can look at cross-disciplinary, you can look at interdisciplinary study to achieve results, and it will widen your horizon. Because by so doing, you would be looking at full dimension. And by this conference, I hope by the end of the presentation, I'm together to look at how to buttress research going forward, especially in the area of digital security or cyber security solution. When we talk about cyber security, you can even look at science, economics, computer science, management science, political science, and law. In my presentation, I have
Mr. Timmy, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You mute.
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm with you. So when we look at research under digital security, we can look at research such as data integrity. We can look at confidentiality. We talk about behavioral. We can look at behavioral science, management science, law within the space of confidentiality within the security, digital security research. So data protection is another good area that we can look at multidisciplinary study. When we talk about data protection, it's not limited to computer gurus coming to look at study. You can relate with data scientists, you can people in social sciences to look at how to align your research from multiple dimensions, bringing different variables from different areas. I'd like to talk about the generations that we've seen the last 50 years. We've seen the Gen Z, we've seen the millennials, we've seen the Gen X, we've seen the boomers, we've seen post-war, and we're talking about the generation Z, which is where we have the 5th generation. You have people that actually grew up with technology. They grew up with technology usage. They are born in the era of social media. And when they are born in this era, they want to solve most of their problems, most of their issues by identifying with others on the social media, sharing information. And when they do this, vulnerability will be on the input. Identity theft may likely be on the input. So it is expected that scholars should look at research that could help reduce the exposures of people, especially the Gen Z, on social media and with their. Before I close, before I give my closing remarks, I equally like to talk about the importance of multidisciplinary study. It is key for problem solving because problems are multidimensional. If you're looking at a particular problem, you can have multiple scopes to the problem. You can have critical thinking from scholars from different fields, which can identify ways to solve the identified problem. It can make research broad. It can make research methodology robust. You can look at qualitative, you can look at quantitative research from different perspectives to identify solutions in the digital security space. So in conclusion, I would suggest that authors should look at improving, considering multidisciplinary on digital security theories. So in my closing remarks, I would say when you plan and prepare and also practice all that is said, the scholars are likely to perform the remark. I thank you for attending this conference, and I thank the organizers for giving me the platform to present this view of mine. Thank you, and God bless.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Timmy, for your presentations. Okay, thank you very much to the speakers for informative and insightful presentations. Well, it was a great presentation, and I believe we all here do agree that this conference provided a global arena for sharing and exchanging ideas, particularly from multidisciplinary research related to digital security, and also this conference pose an opportunity for networking on the future research, academic collaborations, and projects. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the agenda we have presented to you this morning as we have finished our opening ceremony. Coming up to the last sessions, we are going to have a parallel sessions for those who join the parallel sessions. We will divide it into 4 breakout rooms. First room will be led by me as a moderator, and the second room will be led by Ms. Eva Utamidurrahman as a moderator, and the third room will be led by Mr. Irfan Aziz as moderator. So please be note that our sessions will be start from now and will break at 12 p.m. After break and lunch, you can present to your presentations room back at 12:30 until finish and back to main room for closings. Thank you. For committee, we can start from breakout rooms now. Okay, the committee. Correct the back room. Silahkan bisa langsung masuk ke break room-nya.
Ya,
Yes.
sebentar Bu, sedang dibagi.
Okay. So for Mr. Fleming, Mr. Kanasek, Mr. Muyiwa, and Mr. Timmy, thank you very much for joining in this conference today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us. Bye.
Okay. So I guess we can't see in the next conference. Mulai yang ada dulu atau bagaimana Pak Ali dengan Bu Nur Hidayah masih mau menunggu yang lainnya atau
Ya,
kita
mulai dulu nggak apa-apa. Saya juga harus
start?
Jumatan ini sudah setengah, nanti setengah 12.
Sudah setengah 12
Iya.
ya, oke.
Ini masjid sudah mulai
Berarti
pengajian.
berarti nanti Bapak sendiri ya, Pak Tobirin dan Bu Muslihnya tidak ikut present.
Tidak ikut ya.
Baik, baik. Oke. Okay, good afternoon. So
enggak, the time is all yours. Boleh silahkan share screen by yourself. Oke, then. Silahkan dimulai saja.
Siapa dulu, Mbak?
Ibu Rey Septianis Kartika.
Aku dulu
Karena
ya?
tadi, iya boleh. Silakan.
Oh iya, makasih ya Mbak.
Iya, terima kasih. Boleh silahkan share screen.
Waktu Jumatan lebih singkat ya?
Iya, begitu.
Harusnya eventnya jangan pas Jumat ya, kasihan yang bapak-bapaknya nih.
Iya, mungkin next time evaluasi di panitia begitu.
As we know, most of the territory of Indonesia is rural area or villages. And a definition of a village is a legal community unit with territorial boundaries and authority to regulate government affairs. And along with the modernization process, rural communities have undergone many changes in various sectors of life, especially due to information and communication technology, such as the internet. Faster social change occur in rural areas. Although currently, internet users are dominated by urban communities along with the COVID-19 pandemic, which forces people to interact online, the number of internet users in rural area is also increasing. Therefore, the Indonesian Minister of Communication and Informatics, media using social media. This is just one side, just one note express the agree. But for respondents who live in residential complex, they are on.
Lalu juga dengan Kementerian Energi, SDM itu juga dengan permainannya juga, permainan inovasi, lalu juga semuanya mempunyai LAN dengan laboratorium inovasinya. Nah, itu menjadikan sebuah pembanding dalam hal ini tidak hanya inovasi daerah, tidak hanya indeks inovasi daerah, tetapi ada kementerian lembaga lain yang konsen juga terhadap inovasi daerah. Dan ini menganggap bahwa memang teman-teman merasakan bahwa ini sangat mudah. Dalam arti memang untuk memaknai sebuah yang ada di sistem, dalam hal ini adalah indikator-indikator yang menjadi pengukuran dari aplikasi ini adalah sudah terintegrasi dengan kementerian lembaga lain. Dan memang Kementerian Pusat juga selalu berkoordinasi terkait dengan masing-masing satuan inovasinya, dan kita menjadi pembeda. Kayak misalkan Menpan dengan pelayanan publiknya, sedangkan inovasi daerah dengan tata kelola, dengan inovasi daerah lainnya, dan juga dengan pelayanan publik lainnya. Jadi inovasi
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, my name is Bani. I study at Systemic Ligmi Bandung. I'm very happy to be able to take part in the second ICSS International Conference. On this occasion, I will present my article entitled Use Data Mining Sequence Clustering Algorithm in Criminal Data Clustering in West Java. Thank you.
Oke, siap. Tapi ini partisipan yang ada di room ini sudah presentasi semua. Tinggal menunggu yang baru masuk untuk presentasi, Mas.
Oh gitu, Bu. Baik,
Iya.
itu nanti coba kita di grup ditanyakan lagi siapa yang belum presentasi untuk di room 2 ya, Bu.
Okay. It's already shown.
Really, I don't see my presentation. I'm sorry, I have some trouble with my device. I will share my presentation with the
Committee?
Yes.
Yes, okay, please. I'm sorry. So how about Miss Sinta Utiasya? Miss Sinta Utiasya. Okay, next. Miss Ratna Dewi, Gutiani Gut, and Febria Cahya Indriani. Ada? Oke. Okay. Miss Ferdila Konita. Yes, Miss Ferdila Konita Firodia Robi. Are you ready? Miss Ferdila? Agar media evaluasi pembelajaran yang diterapkan memenuhi efektivitas, yaitu 84,5%. Selain itu, kriteria yang menentukan pembelajaran oral yang digunakan dinilai menarik berdasarkan poin angket kemenarikan oleh responden dengan indikator pada tingkatan dibagi berdasarkan persamaan interval K sama dengan 1 ditambah 3,3 log N. N merupakan jumlah data. Dengan skor 0,55 sampai dengan 1,09 dinyatakan sangat kurang menarik, 1,1 sampai dengan 1,64 dinyatakan kurang menarik, 1,65 sampai dengan 2,19 dinyatakan cukup menarik, 2,2 sampai dengan 2,74 dinyatakan kurang menarik, 2,75 sampai dengan 3,29 dinyatakan menarik, dan 33 sampai dengan 4,00 dinyatakan sangat menarik. Pembahasan penilaian validator terhadap media penyajian teks prosedur berbasis game edukasi Wordwall pada siswa kelas 7 SMP Negeri 12 Makassar diketahui bahwa kelengkapan indikator kesesuaian soal dengan materi memperoleh persentase penilaian 94%, indikator keakuratan soal yakni memperoleh rata-rata penilaian 96% sangat layak digunakan. Pada indikator kemutakhiran soal, validator menilai bahwa 100% sangat layak digunakan. Sementara itu, pada indikator penggunaan istilah, simbol atau ikon, dan kalimat memperoleh penilaian 92%. Meskipun presentasi penilaian sangat rendah dibandingkan indikator lainnya, namun indikator
Punya 3 menit lagi ya.
Baik digunakan. Kemudian pada indikator kemenarikan memperoleh penilaian presentasi dari 4 orang validator yakni 100% untuk layak untuk digunakan, sehingga dari keseluruhan indikator yang dinilai pada validasi materi soal teks prosedur yang dimuat di dalam media pembelajaran Wordwall adalah 96% dengan skor rata-rata 2,9 dari poin maksimal 3, sehingga sangat layak diterapkan kepada siswa kelas 7 SMP Negeri 12 Makassar. Selain validasi materi soal, juga dilakukan validasi media Wordwall sebagai media yang digunakan. Berikut merupakan tabel validasi media. Jadi ini adalah tabel dari validasi media. Ini tabel dari tabel validasi materi dari 4 orang, 3 orang dosen, 1 orang guru. Ini dari validasi media, 1 orang ahli media. Penilaian ahli terhadap media digunakan dengan indikator kualitas tampilan dan desain, materi, ilustrasi, dan kemenarikan memperoleh skor penilaian rata-rata 3 dari maksimal 3 poin, sehingga memperoleh persentase 100% berdasarkan kategori yang ditetapkan bahwa media Wordwall sangat layak diterapkan pada soal teks prosedur dalam mata pelajaran Bahasa Indonesia untuk kelas 7 SMP Negeri 12 Makassar. Ini adalah efektivitas media. Ini adalah penilaian dari siswa dengan rata-rata skornya memperoleh 17 skor dari 19 butir pertanyaan dengan persentase 89% sangat efektif. Analisis validitas
1 menit lagi ya. Maaf ya. Mbak Nur 1 menit lagi. Ya.
Sedangkan ini hasil analisis validitas dari responden tenaga pendidik dan siswa tenaga pendidik memberikan penilaian 3,71 dengan persentase 92,9%, sedangkan siswa 3,69 dengan persentase 92,4% dengan rata-rata 3,70 dan 92,7%. Kemudian di sini pembahasannya pada define pertama.
Baik, sudah cukup, sudah 10 menit, Mbak. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay, thank you for Miss Nur Hidayah for presenting there is any questions maybe for these presentations? Okay, if there is no questions, so we next move to next presenter. Yeah. Next presenter is Miss Lailatul Miroh first. Okay. Miss, have you ready?
Okay, I'm ready, but I
Yes.
need some help to.
Yes, I will. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Everybody can see my screen?
Okay.
Yes.
I see.
Okay.
Okay,
Please.
thank you, everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Now, I want to present my article about the analysis of processing technique CT renal angiography for identification of renal artery variation in kidney donor preparation. This is a literature review. Okay, next. For introduction, you know that chronic kidney disease is 12th cause of death in the worldwide, and the cases are increased from 0.2% in 2013 to 0.38% in 2018. And we have many treatment for chronic kidney disease, but kidney transplantation is the best treatment for terminal stage. This procedure needs donor and usually from the patient family or others. Okay, next. Instead of genetic similarity, the importance of this procedure is renal vascular variation similarity. And how about the time?
Sorry, Mr. Muyiwa, can you mute the mic?
Can you mute the mic?
Mr. Muyiwa, can you mute the mic?
First is we will use theory green marketing. There are green plus and green promoting, and number two we will use most and for the
Mr. Muyiwa, can you mute your mic? Mr. Muyiwa, can you mute the mic? I'm sorry, Mr. Muyiwa, can you mute your mic? Mr. Muyiwa, maybe you can leave this conference. Okay, thank you.
Okay, this is the theoretical framework I'm using for this final project. The first is marketing into purchase intention, and green marketing into purchase decision, and green purchase intention into purchase decision. And the fourth hypothesis is green marketing has influence on the customer decision into purchase intention to buy a souvenir. Next.
Okay, Miss Ferdila, 1 minute later.
Okay, this is the design. We use quantitative research with sampling customer sugar souvenir in 2022, and the result is green marketing have positive influence on on purchase intention to buy eco souvenir at sugar souvenir. Now this is the second hypothesis have a positive significant, and the third positive have a positive for hypothesis. Green marketing have value 59.7%, and this is the result of PET analysis. We can see the green marketing into purchase intention more higher than green marketing into purchase decision. So this is accordance with the result of a questionnaire survey where the lowest score is the willingness to pay for eco souvenir, and they think that eco souvenir products are not long lasting and durable. So business solution for this result is increase the budget for green marketing, utilize more marketing channel, collaborate with other business and organization, and invest in expertise. So this is an implementation plan. This is the implementation plan where who will why and how to make the implementation successful. This is the conclusion. The conclusion is based on the business issue can be concluded that green marketing and purchase intention variable have a significant effect, yes, on purchase decision variable. So the result is consumer more interest to eco souvenir product than customer decision to buy. So sugar souvenir must do some business solution there and invest in expertise. The recommendation, as we know, the green marketing into purchase intention variable is 59.7%. So the remaining 40.3% were influenced by the other factor. So we must look for other factor that influence purchase decision in eco souvenir that need to be studied more deeply. Okay, thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Ms. Ferdila, for your presentations. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we finally come to the end of today's agenda. Those are the agenda we have presented to you all this morning. We hope you can learn something from all our presenters today. Thank you so much for your attention. See you on the next occasions in the third International Conference on Social Science. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss.
Yes, okay. So you can leave this room. Thank you, and I'm waiting for you to join in next conference. Sorry if there is many mistaken from me and our committee. So assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you all.